You're running. You don't know where, you don't know why, but you know, with absolute certainty, that something is behind you. You run faster. Your legs feel heavy, like the air has turned to water, like the ground is pulling you back. And whatever is chasing you, you never see its face. You just know it's there. This is the most common chase dream on Earth. It crosses every culture, every language, every century of human history. And for a very long time, no one understood why. But now we do. And what science has discovered about this dream is far stranger than anyone expected. Let's start with what is physically happening inside your brain when you have a chase dream. When you enter REM sleep, the deep stage where most vivid dreams occur, your brain doesn't shut down. It becomes hyperactive. Your amygdala, the ancient threat detection center buried deep in your brain, fires at full intensity. The amygdala doesn't know the difference between a real threat and a dreamed one. To it, the thing chasing you is real. The danger is real. The fear response, the racing heart, the surge of adrenaline, the desperate need to escape, all of it is real. At the same time, the prefrontal cortex, the rational part of your brain that tells you to calm down, that none of this is real, is almost completely offline during REM sleep. So you have pure fear, no logic, no perspective, just the oldest part of your brain screaming, "Run." But here's what's fascinating. The brain doesn't just generate the sensation of being chased randomly. It chooses this particular story, the pursuer, the escape, the weight in your legs, for a reason that goes back millions of years. To understand chase dreams, you have to go back, far back, 2 million years, before cities, before language, before fire. Our ancestors lived in a world where being hunted was a daily reality. Predators, real ones with teeth and speed, stalked them through grasslands and forests. Survival depended on one thing above all else: the ability to detect a threat and escape before it was too late. Scientists believe that REM sleep evolved, in part, as a rehearsal system, a simulation. While the body rested, the brain ran emergency drills, practicing escape, processing danger, sharpening the reflexes that might save your life the next day. Chase dreams, according to this theory, are the oldest software still running in the human mind. A program written in the Pleistocene, still executing every night in your bedroom. Your brain is rehearsing survival. The predator has no face because it never needed one. The danger is the point. The running is the point. And here's the detail that changes everything. The thing chasing you is almost never an animal. In modern chase dreams, it's almost always something human, or something that used to be human. Which brings us to what these dreams are really made of. Before we go deeper, if you find yourself drawn to these questions, the ones that live at the edge of science and the unknown, Somnia exists for exactly that. Every week, we go somewhere new. Subscribe and turn on notifications. The next video will take you somewhere you won't expect. Now, back to what's chasing you. Across human history, the figure that chases you in dreams has been given many names. In Norse mythology, the mare, a demonic spirit, was said to sit on the chest of sleeping humans and fill their minds with terror. It rode people through dark dreamscapes, and no one could outrun it. In ancient Mesopotamia, the Babylonians believed that chase dreams were visitations from demons, specifically from entities called the Edimu, spirits of the unburied dead who wandered the earth in fury, hunting the living through their sleep. In Native American traditions, particularly among the Ojibwe and Lakota peoples, the pursuer in a dream was not always an enemy. Sometimes it was an ancestor, a teacher, a force demanding that you stop running and turn around. What is remarkable is that despite thousands of miles and thousands of years of separation, every culture arrived at the same conclusion. The thing chasing you is not random. It has a purpose. It wants something from you. Modern science would eventually discover that the ancient cultures were, in their own way, right. Here is what researchers have consistently found when they study people who have frequent chase dreams. The pursuer is almost always something the dreamer is avoiding in waking life. Not literally, not a person they're actually running from, but something symbolic. A confrontation they've been postponing, a decision they can't make, a version of themselves they don't want to face. People going through major life transitions, leaving a relationship, changing careers, confronting an addiction, report chase dreams at dramatically higher rates. And there's a detail in these dreams that almost everyone shares but rarely mentions. The pursuer never quite catches you. It maintains distance, as if catching you was never really the goal, as if the chase itself is the message. Researchers who work with lucid dreamers, people trained to become conscious within their dreams, have documented something extraordinary. When a lucid dreamer stops running and turns to face their pursuer, the pursuer almost always stops. Sometimes it speaks. Sometimes it dissolves entirely. Sometimes it transforms into something unexpected. A person from the dreamer's past, a forgotten fear, a question without an answer. The ancient Ojibwe dreamers knew this. The thing you run from in dreams is not your enemy. It might be the most important thing trying to reach you. So what do you actually do if chase dreams are disrupting your sleep? The most effective technique documented in sleep research is called image rehearsal therapy, or IRT. The principle is simple. While awake, you rewrite the ending of the dream. You imagine turning around. You script what happens next. Not with fear, but with curiosity. You decide what the pursuer says. You decide how it ends. Studies show that people who practice IRT regularly see a significant reduction in nightmare frequency within weeks. The brain, it turns out, accepts the rewritten ending as a valid memory and begins to incorporate it into future dreams. The second technique is lucid dreaming itself. With practice, you can learn to recognize the chase dream as a dream while it's happening, and then choose to stop, to turn, to ask the shadow what it wants. Most people who do this describe the experience as one of the strangest and most clarifying moments of their lives. Something has been chasing you through your dreams for as long as you can remember. It has no face. It has no name. It has crossed every culture and every century without slowing down. And science, mythology, and the testimony of lucid dreamers all point to the same conclusion. It was never trying to catch you. It was trying to get your attention. The next time it comes, instead of running, try something different. Stop, breathe, turn around, and see what's been following you all this time. If this video made you think about something you've been running from, leave it in the comments. You don't have to be specific. Subscribe to Somnia for more explorations like this one. And if you haven't watched our first video, Why You Keep Falling in Your Dreams, it's worth watching next. I'll see you in the dark.